Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do the Q&A, and I wrote them down in the order to which they were given to us, but I'm going to kind of answer them in the order that makes a little bit more sense for our story. So bear with me as I look through the pile. The pile?
Pile.
The first one is how did we meet? Please, is it having trouble holding it like this?
I thought I was holding it the way you gave it to me.
There you go. Jim and I met online in a chat room for AOL back in 1999. My friend Lisa said, "Oh, you have to go into this chat room and listen to these guys talk to these women. It's hysterical." So I did. I got up my very first chat room, my very first conversation in the chat room. This J.D. Henson came on and said, "Any BBWs want to cuddle?" And I was like, "Oh my God, how cute is this guy?" And then, being from New York, I was very skeptical and cynical. But I wouldn't give him my phone number, and then I made him give me his, and then I called him collect. And that very first phone call lasted about 10 hours.
Was it 10 hours?
Yeah, it was.
Dang.
And it was a lot. Oh, yeah, 10 hours. 8 hours. No, from 10 to 6. 8 hours. I'm sorry. It was 8 hours.
Yeah, okay.
And that very first conversation, I was very cynical, so I was not very trusting, so I wouldn't say anything. I would just respond to stuff he was saying. Then I realized in hindsight, you could have been very cynical too, thinking I was just agreeing to everything you were saying. But he mentioned that his father had passed and how his father had passed, and his likes of science fiction and comic books and music and Christianity and everything like that. It just really felt like this was my soulmate. So that's how I found out. And we've been married since so that was in July of 1999. In August of 1999, we realized that the amount of money we're spending on phone calls, a bus ticket was cheaper, so he moved to New York.
Could have gotten a plane ticket. Could have gotten a plane ticket.
Couldn't have got a plane ticket to Europe on that price. But
yeah, I don't know about that.
It was a lot. So
$684 and
combined
95 cents or something like that. Yeah, in a month.
This was before unlimited local and long distance, guys. So.
Yeah.
So
back before the cell phone days.
In August, actually, I had a cell phone at the time.
I did.
Before I met you, yeah. But it didn't have unlimited. It was still, we had to pay for roaming and everything.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But then August 5th, he got on the bus. August 7th, he arrived in New York, and we got married a year later on August 5th.
Yeah.
One night he proposed. We were in bed talking, and he just got up and got the ring and went and asked me. So it was very romantic. And we've had our ups and downs and highs and lows, but we've been together ever since, and we seem to always manage to work it out. So
yes, and one of us has a knot in the head because we've been butting heads a lot.
You're fine. It's okay. we're working through some stuff now, but that's what we do, right?
And it's called marriage.
Yes, exactly. I am born and bred Long Island, New York. Island Park is a tiny little town on the south shore of Nassau County, right above Long Beach. Doesn't even have a high school. Jim.
What year?
No. God.
Ask me where I'm from, and I'll say.
Just tell them. We don't have that kind of time.
I'll say what year, because I was born in the Philippines. Dad was in the Air Force, so I've seen Tucson, Phoenix, Hot Air Base, West Germany, Little Rock, Arkansas. I don't remember Utah. I wasn't around for Texas, so no, I wasn't there in Texas. But I've been
back in Missouri. You were with Mom after when Dad was in Korea. So you really went from the Philippines to Missouri to Little Rock.
To Tucson.
Oh, to Tucson.
Then Little Rock.
Then Little Rock.
Then Germany. Then back to Phoenix, where he retired and then passed away.
Yeah. And then you moved to Missouri, and he was living in Missouri when I met him.
Yep.
In fact, he had just come home from Yellowstone, so it's kind of like, we kind of felt like the fates were all intertwined. I feel like divine intervention.
Let's just say that the amount of time I've traveled as a child with my dad being in the military would circumvent the planet twice.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who've not only been in the military, but family stuff too. I see you guys in the comments, so I know. Okay.
Next question.
Yeah. Do I have any siblings? Yes. There are 6 Adamses. That's my maiden name. I am number 5 of 6. When I was 12, my mother thought she was possibly going through early menopause, but she was pregnant. So I was 12 when my little brother was born. Actually, I was 11 when she got pregnant, but 12 when he was born. He was born a week after my 12th birthday. Jim, on the other hand.
As I like to say, I am an only GI brat spoiled child.
So Jim's an only child. So it was definitely a culture shock, not only moving to New York, but moving to a very loud and large family. Wouldn't you say? And he was also the last I was the last. I mean, my little brother was young still, but out of the older brothers and sisters, he was the last like in-law to come in the family. Yeah. So it was a culture shock too. But he was welcomed with open arms by my dad, and they had a great relationship.
Oh yeah.
Towards and he's gonna get all choked up again. I'm gonna change the subject. And then next question. Okay. Okay, that's all those. Somebody asked, what are some favorite Christmas memories or traditions that we share?
We share?
Both. So.
Okay. Yeah.
What's your favorite Christmas memories of us? Obviously, I think they mean of since we've been married.
Okay. Well, of us.
The year he got his Xbox.
No.
Well, the year he got his Xbox 360.
No. No, it was because when I was growing up, we didn't decorate the houses elaborately as we do now. When I was growing up, we were lucky to have a tree, in some cases. So after not having a Christmas tree for I'm gonna say almost 6 years, because after my father died, because he was the decor person, to have an actual live, not plastic Christmas tree come into the house was just like a joy, because the smell of the pine needles.
So your first Christmas in New York? Aw, that's sweet. I love you. Well, I'll jump in here since Jim needs a tissue. Do you have a handkerchief or no? Here.
No.
No, here.
But that's what a good sleep is for.
There's a lot of really... I have a lot of really strong memories of our first Christmas. We had just gotten a cat. We had a cat for 13
Lita.
years. Yeah, little Lita. I can put her picture in there so you guys could see what a beautiful kitty she was. And she's our fur baby, but she went to heaven when right after the hurricane, right before we moved here. She had lung cancer, and we didn't even know about it.
No, it wasn't lung cancer. It
was cancer that metastasized into her lungs. Is really what put her over the edge.
I thought it was ovary, but okay.
Well, they don't know where it started, unfortunately. By the time obviously she didn't like getting in the cage, and she didn't like going anywhere. Let's put it that way. But the stress on her from the hurricane and having to leave the house so much and stuff. So, but anyway, that was definitely special. Our first Christmas here was very special to me, because it was like a fresh start, and because Christmas of 2012, because the house was destroyed in October, was the very first Christmas that I didn't spend in my house since I grew up. I have visited family and friends for Thanksgiving and Easter, but I had never gone anywhere for Christmas. So I was always home for Christmas, and my family always came to my house for Christmas. So 2012 was rough. We went to my sister's house, which she was such a blessing to have us. But in 2013, when we had just bought the house and we moved in here, and it was our first Christmas here, it really meant a lot to me on so many levels.
That Christmas after the hurricane, we almost didn't do any kind of decorating because of just our whole situation was askew. I had basically decided to throw a surprise and to go to Target for a mini Christmas tree and some ornaments. which is now our forever tree in the dining room area.
Yeah. I wanted to mention, and it's so weird to stick it in the middle of the story, but there are two videos where I did like an about us kind of thing. I'm going to link them in the description box and in the iCards up there. They were both attached to giveaways, but it'll give you a little bit more of a story, and there's some pictures in some of them too. But yeah, that was a beautiful surprise. I think I cried for 20 solid minutes. We were at the apartment in Westbury above the group home, and he had just come home, and at first, because we were on such a tight budget, he was like, don't get mad at me. I spent money, and I was like, don't worry, it's Christmas. What? And he surprised me with a tree and ornaments, and it was so beautiful. It was just such a, it was very moving. Thank you, sweetheart.
And I think I'm also the one who, when we first got together for Christmas, when I moved to New York, I introduced her family to the German tradition of hiding a pickle in the Christmas tree. Actually, it's not a real pickle like a traditional pickle. It's a glass pickle. But the tradition is you hide this pickle, and the first child or person, depending on if you have kids or not, that finds the pickle gets a surprise gift. It's just a random item that you wrap together.
Yeah, you basically buy a pickle present. And it's really funny because I actually said to my sister Alicia, well, I said to all my sisters, but I said to my sister Alicia especially, I was like, oh, this is so cool. She's like, yeah, John's family's German. We've been doing that for years. I didn't know that. But my favorite Christmas tradition that we do is exchanging one gift on Christmas Eve.
Right, right.
When we were kids, my mom used to give us our Christmas pajamas on Christmas Eve and pretend like it was the one gift we got to open, but really she just wanted us all to wake up in cute little pajamas on Christmas Eve, on Christmas morning. But we've continued that. So Jim and I exchanged one gift on Christmas Eve.
My family used to do the same thing, but it was basically you picked a gift out from underneath the tree with your name on it, and that was your Christmas Eve gift, and then Christmas Day we opened the rest. Thing was when my father retired from the military and we moved to Arizona, my aunt and a bunch of cousins lived there. So, and they were big. They threw big parties for every major holiday. So what it would be is Christmas Eve we started opening more than one gift. And then whatever, we'd open like maybe one or two gifts, and the rest of them we'd take with us to Aunt Lee's house, put underneath the tree there at Aunt Lee's house, and just open them all together as one big family. So that was one of my favorite events later in life.
Earlier in life. Yeah.
During my
youth,
preteens, mid-teens.
I mean, we had traditions like that when we were growing up too, but I think together though, we have so many. I mean, when we were in New York, it was first decorating the house and then the tradition of buying the Christmas tree. It became me and Jim's job for a while. We would go out ourselves and tie the tree to the roof and the whole thing, and then
we actually have some really good pictures from one day we went to go pick a tree, and the night before it like literally dumped almost 3 inches worth of snow.
Yes, and we looked very bundled up.
I look like Nanook of the North going to, getting in our minivan to go get a tree, and then tying a tree on top of a minivan that has snow on the roof and then snow on the tree.
We had a tradition to decorate the tree on Christmas Eve for a long time, because in my house growing up, that was when my dad could get a free or cheap tree on Christmas Eve. So that became a tradition in our house to decorate on Christmas Eve. Yeah. So we continued that for a while, and then it got to the point where, our health, it was just the two of us, and our health wasn't great, and to try to decorate the tree and then plan for cooking the next day and stuff like that, we pushed it off.
Yeah, we pushed it back. We tried to get the tree done the weekend before.
Yeah, exactly. So
Christmas.
And Jim's jobs have always been, well, my job's the weekend was always Sunday and Monday, but Jim's job the weekend was always whenever he had a weekend.
Yeah. Now that I'm working basically 2 jobs, it's kind of like I'm lucky if I have a full day off. So it's like try to get what we can done on the days where I'm only working my overnight job.
Yeah.
Which
but hopefully also then he won't have to work 2 jobs for much longer. So that's what we're hoping. So that's it for part number 1. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If you haven't yet, click subscribe, join the family. And once you do, this little bell will pop up. Click that bell and YouTube will let you know when I upload a video. And anything from you? Say goodbye. See you in part 2.
See you in part 2.
As always, take care. God bless. See you next time.
See you.
See you in part 2.
Yeah.